Y'all, the cold has been so brutal in Alabama, I can't hardly think. But I decided it would be a great time to tell ghost stories, even though I'm pretty sure Scully even has had the sniffles this week. It's crazy. I hope y'all have been staying warm. But now would be a great time to get cozy, so grab a blanket, a cup of hot chocolate, tea, coffee, whatever, and let's get into some true ghost stories submitted by my subscribers. Well, hello, my spooky friends. Yeah, are you ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. This first one is crazy. This one comes to us by Sophia Carrington. My mom accidentally called my grandma and she replied, okay. She was then deceased. Oh my God. Yeah. What do you think? You just accidentally call your mom who's passed on and she answers the phone? I mean, what are you going to say? Like, um, everything okay? You good? I mean, I don't know. That is crazy. That is crazy. Hello? Was it? I'm assuming it was her mom's voice. That is really, really creepy. So, y'all, if I pass on, don't call, please. Don't call because I probably will answer just because I am going to be a scary ghost. Okay, this one is by Stargazing Viber. A distant relative passed away in his sleep last night at 33. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That is so young. Oh my gosh. His parents tried waking him for breakfast and he was already cold. He suffered a stroke last year and had to move back in with them. He seemed to be recovering, but I guess it wasn't meant to be. Well, last night around 1 a.m., my mom heard someone walking, pacing our hallway. We're the only two people that live in our home. I was asleep in my room. This was before we got the news about our relative's death. There are so many emotions, but we do believe it was him pacing, saying goodbye. Again, let me first say I am so sorry for your loss, especially for someone so young. But wow, hearing pacing and knowing you're the only people that live there, and I assume that this hadn't happened before, I kind of think, yeah, maybe he was just walking in and like, did he go through the door and look at you before he left? Or was he just like, should I open the door? I don't know. But I definitely think there is a very good possibility that that is exactly what happened. Thank you so much for sharing that one. Okay, this next one cracked me up because I honestly, look, I get some bad comments on here. You have people who just don't like my channel, they don't like me, or they're just trolls. I don't know. Okay, it's whatever. You get a thick skin when you're on YouTube. But here's the thing, I don't even remember the original comment, but one of my subscribers just, wow, just whoosh, laid into somebody who had made an ugly comment on my channel. But in the process of doing that, she shared a really crazy story, and I want you to hear it. Okay, Amelia Davis says, "You are wrong. You do not know every person's experience." Whoa, okay. You go get them, girl. I saw a different person check on me every night right before I went to sleep for around 11 years. Yeah. It was never the same person twice. They all looked exactly like a real person. It only happened in my house. I moved to another state and multiple houses, and I was still visited by a completely real looking person. When I was married, I would wake my husband up terrified and tell him to do something. He never saw them, but I could. I mean, can you imagine somebody waking you up and telling you to get rid of this person, but they can't see him? Oh my gosh. After we got divorced, I could still see them. Only one came every night. Once I started telling them, "Thank you for checking on me. I'm good," they stopped coming. Wow, that is crazy. And then she goes on to say, "There is no reason to hate watch and be rude." I agree. Just skip the video and eventually it won't come up in your algorithm. Please spread positivity, not negativity. I definitely agree with that. We have enough of that in the world already. Thank you, Amelia, for being my advocate in this situation. But wow, what an incredible story that is, especially as it goes on for 11 years, because usually a haunting or something like that doesn't last that long. That is a long time. And I think it's like wild how when you started saying, "Thank you, I'm good," they stopped coming. That is incredible. What do y'all think that is? I mean, is it an angelic visitation? Is it a relative? But it's always looks like a different person, so you really don't know, do you? Thank you very much for sharing that story and also for defending me. I appreciate it. Okay, if you remember in our last video, we had a few stories by get this out, Night Owl. What is wrong with me today? I don't know. I have seen ghosts and they look solid and they appeared complete. I saw my mother in law with a mischievous look on her face. She had been gone for years. Well, first of all, if I saw my ex mother in law with a mischievous look, I would be really upset, mostly because she's not dead yet. And that would mean she's in my house. Why are you here? Um, but that's another story. But it's interesting, I think, that you see ghosts as solid because a lot of people don't. And that's actually how they know that it's a spirit because they kind of fade out or they're just not solid looking. I hope you had a good relationship with your mother in law. And if you did, maybe she was just there to say hello and, yeah, be a little mischievous. Okay, up next. This one comes from Brenda Asher. My sister had passed away on September 4th, 2024. Oh my gosh, that just happened. Oh, Brenda, I am so sorry. Your sister, jeez. And she came to me in my dream as to say, "Don't worry about me. I'm safe now. I'm with the Lord and Jesus Christ now. I will be okay. I will visit you on the holidays and my birthday. I love you, my sweet sister." I think that's beautiful, Brenda. And I've heard so many times that spirits do visit us in our dreams because we can't really always see them when we're awake because reality and you just can't filter into the spirit realm. So I've had many dreams that I felt I was actually somewhere else or that really happened because it wasn't a normal dream. And I would definitely say your sister was sending you a message. And I want to know now, past the holidays, did you have any encounters? Because I think I've held on to this story for a while. Very interesting to see. It's hard, especially when the holidays come up. I hate when people die around that time of the year. But thank you for sharing that with us, and I hope it gives encouragement to somebody else. Now, I had to include this one by Roberta Royale because she's so funny. Those Matrix stories are so freaky. How do you explain that, especially to another person that wasn't there? Yeah, you really can't because it sounds so unreal. You know what you saw. Now, on the Scully matter, Scully, he's jealous and worried that if Miss Scullett stops by, that she'll get one look at that dapper gingerbread man and run off with him. I wonder if that's true, Scully. He was quite a cute gingerbread man. I mean, I'm not saying that you're not, Scully. It's a different vibe, okay? She's kind of devious, though. I could see her running off with Gingy, spending up all his money, then eating him once he was broke. See why I said I had to include it? I hope you had a Merry Christmas too, Roberta. That was just rich, and I had to include it. This one comes by Banalayer. Banalayer? I don't know if that's Pete, 1972. Brilliant stories, and they all sound credible. Yes, I agree. I get the best stories from viewers. Hospitals are different, and the supernatural can seem almost normal in that environment. Yes, yes, very, very, very true. I'm sure the trains were going to heaven. Yeah, because, we talk about those trains that a lot of similarities that people hear and see before they pass. I worked for the NHS, that's the UK medical system, for 20 years and dated three nurses over the years. One told me she could smell death and also sense a spirit leaving a body. I agree on that one point. I can smell death as well. Not every single time, but I would say a good majority of the time. Yes, you can smell when death enters the room, or at least I can. A patient told me he'd seen a nurse in old fashioned uniform in the biggest ward just moments before. As I was going in that direction, I went to the end of the room and saw a grayish silhouette moving on the surface of the door. Oh, wow. That wasn't at all frightening. More daunting was being asked by the sister or the senior nurse one night to go to a disused and ward after a help cord had been pulled. Oh no. Yeah, yeah. We all know about that. There's nobody in there. Nobody's even using that part of the hospital because guess what is haunted? And then somebody pulls the call light, and it's just going to keep beeping and blinking until somebody goes in there and turns it off. I sensed some fear in her. Well, yeah, you think? It was dark in there, and the atmosphere was very strange and electric. Of course, the ward was empty and locked. Absolutely. And you do feel those kind of, it's just weird. You just have to be there and feel it. Like you just, it's a different feel, okay? You're not alone. And obviously not since someone is pulling the call lights. That's what we call it here in the States. Those darn call lights. Now, I love this next story. It comes by Deb Braun. My in laws were married for 50 years. My mother in law was a very kind, loving, and unselfish person. Well, you were lucky to have a mother in law like that. Not long after we celebrated their 50th anniversary, my mother in law passed. My father in law was quite lonely and lost after she passed. He met and married this woman who was very different than my mother in law. We had a memorial candle for my mother in law. We invited our father in law and his new wife for Christmas dinner. We had to light the memorial candle several times during dinner, but it wouldn't light. Not a minute after my father in law and his new wife left, the candle spontaneously lit. Oh, wow. Your mother in law was not happy about that. I mean, she's out there saying, Harold, how could you? We were married 50 years and then you just run off with some floozy. I don't know. What was she thinking? So I guess the new wife was someone that she didn't approve of. Now, was it just because she was not a great person? Or was it just like, after 50 years, you kind of feel like, come on. You can wait till we meet again. 50 years is a long time, y'all. I'm just saying. I don't know how I'd feel about it, but it's quite obvious that your mother in law was not pleased. That is a crazy story. Okay, this one is by Peg1659. My dad died in 2007 also, and he told me jokingly on his deathbed that he would send me pennies from heaven. Okay, that's great, but could you send me dollars? Dollars from heaven, okay? Inflation. Pennies, they don't go as far as they used to. Send the greenbacks, okay? At least a quarter, something. Well, he sure did. I found them in the strangest places, and many times I found them when I was stressed out. I knew he was telling me things would be all right, and they were. Lots of people have particular objects that they feel is from a certain person in the afterlife. Pennies, I've heard dimes, feathers, um, just things that were kind of unique to the person that would let you know who is visiting you from the afterlife. It's kind of like maybe uh, a ghost calling card, like, hey, Silky, I'm stopping by, and you'll know it's me because of this, okay? I don't know. I mean, I would kind of want to know who's stopping by. I'm not going to lie. So I think that is a great story. Okay, and we have time for one more. This one is by, I'm not sure if this is Saran. I don't know. My house is vaguely haunted. That is so funny. Such a funny term. It's not like haunted. It's just vaguely haunted. My Christmas crap is up in the attic, wrapping paper, ornaments, and all that. I'm the only one that goes up there and gets it. I pulled the attic stairs down, went up, and there was a roll of wrapping paper stuck hanging straight down from the ceiling. Yeah, that's not weird or anything. Being highly annoyed and fed up with Christmas, I said, "You better not start messing with me or you're going to be sorry." And it hasn't happened again. Girl, I know what you're talking about being the only person that does all of the Christmas stuff. Like, it is so much work. As a matter of fact, my Christmas tree may or may not still be up. I have 2 trees. It's cold, y'all. I don't even go in that part of the house anymore. That tree will come down maybe in spring, sometime, whatever. But anyway, yeah, I like that vaguely haunted. They're not like really harassing you. They're just, yeah, vaguely disturbing you. Well, you certainly gave that ghost a piece of your mind. I hope y'all enjoyed these stories. Please keep sending them in. You can email me at Avalon Cottage. I do have a few stories to tell. Again, I'm going to be working on some stories of angelic visitations and miracles. But if you have any kind of paranormal, ghost story, glitch in the matrix, premonitions, dreams that came true, all these kind of things, anything a little bit woo woo, me and Scully, we love it. You love it. Don't act like you don't. Man. Anyway, I hope you have a great rest of the week. I will see you next time, but whatever you do, just stay spooky. Bye bye.